passion I got from horses came from my father. And then my father tells me that he really got into horses from his grandfather. I don't know if I had a chance. I loved it right from the start. It was a great opportunity for me to ride a lot of different horses at a very young age. Probably by the time I was 18 years old, I rode hundreds and hundreds of different horses. And another thing is, it really gave me that love for young horses, because that's what we had. There were most horses, probably the oldest horses in those barns were 5 years old. Everything was 5 and under. So I got the opportunity to start a lot of young horses and ride a lot of young horses all through a lot of different kinds of country that was rough country. And we also obviously had a cattle operation also, because with those cutting horses we had to have cattle. The two passions that I had in life were horses and football. My father was a professional football player for the Baltimore Colts, so those were the two passions that I ended up having. And I wanted to be involved in all aspects of it. I wanted to start horses, I wanted to develop horses, and I definitely wanted to show horses. I tell people all the time, until you've gotten on the cutting horse, you'll never know what that feeling of giving that horse complete freedom and trust. And then the fact is also, once you've developed one of those horses, that you've helped that horse get to that place. And I know that's one of the passions and that my father had in it also, and he definitely passed it on to me. Ronnie Willis is the only other person besides my father that's had the most impact on my life. And the reason he did is because of, first of all, the love for the horse that he had. And one of the things Ronnie always told me, he says, I've learned from a lot of different people, but he says, I am a student of the horse. And as soon as I ever heard that statement again, I said, that is what I want, is to be a student of a horse. And that's what I've considered myself since then. By no means am I ever going to compare myself to him, because he's a unique individual. But I sure try to let people have that little, through me, know what a special person he was to the horse industry and the horse people and the horse itself. The feedback that I've gotten from students is it just was an experience they never thought they would have ever had.
I had a great day today. We did some seriously large rock slides. I've never done anything like that before in my life, and I've never done it on anything so little. It was awesome, and I know when I go back to the UK and I show my friends what these horses can do, cliffs up and down, they're never going to believe it. It was brilliant.
The reason I like coming to these clinics is because there's something about being in a group and with an instructor who can take you beyond your comfort zone. I think the reason it's easier to step out of the comfort zone when you do that is because they give you the tips and the techniques to use that make it safer. I've chosen to try to stretch myself and build the confidence in my horse and myself. And every time I've been here, we've done that. Bruce set it up for it to work and to go really well. So I had a great time. It was beautiful.
I had no background with horses up until about 6 years ago. My wife had grown up with horses. She got back into horses and I kind of tagged along. Bruce is a great teacher. I've had quite a number of clinics. It's a great location, and Bruce has put together a really nice facility.
Just spending time out here and doing all these things, particularly this week, working on performance horse skills and learning how to set up the horse to do reining and roping and cutting horse moves, and it just helps you all around.
The accommodation that we have out here is we built some cabins, and there's bunk beds in there. We got a loft. Loving, Texas is named after Oliver Loving. Loving and Goodnight cattle trail that came through here. So we even named our cabins Goodnight and Loving, because we wanted to try to stick to some of the local history and the local culture around here. Our students have just loved going to Loving. That's where we have our meals at lunch. And it's got a local flavor to it. I haven't had a student yet that hasn't just loved the cafe. And it just has that real good feel about it, and just enjoying the people that are around there. And I think, and in turn, the community really enjoys that, to have the opportunity to meet some people maybe they wouldn't have the opportunity to meet.
So we just really want to thank all of y'all for the meals you prepare, and for catering to us, and for helping us all to enjoy, and them to get an experience that couldn't get anywhere else.
The way we are doing those courses also is just It's the focus on foundation, fundamentals of performance, fundamentals of reining, fundamentals of cow work, and then once a year we're going to do a colt starting. So if a person wanted to start right there, they would get the beginning. So they could stay for 6 weeks, and then of course they could always come back again. It doesn't matter whether a person's been to any of my courses or not. I'm going to help the person where they're at, give them the information, and then how they process it is up to the person. All you can do is make information available and give them and share your experiences, and that's how I feel. I don't feel like that I'm a teacher in that sense. Your horse is your teacher. All I do is give you some information and some experience and things that have worked for me, and not just for me, but really it's worked for the horse. Ronnie Willis gave me a great experience on this. I had gone to teach a clinic. He comes and picks me up at the airport. And I was all excited because I knew he was going to ask me a question. Say, what'd you teach those guys? Did you get them going good and stuff like that? And he goes, what did you learn? And after that, it changed my whole perspective. Every situation, whether I'm teaching or not, is I can learn something from those people, and they can learn something from me. One of the biggest things is I always tell people when they come to the clinic, it says, I can't teach you anything. You brought your teacher with you. All I can do is try to set up an environment for you to learn something. Maybe some from my experiences and things that I can do to help you that. So that's one of the biggest things is you bring your teacher with you. We have to be a student of the horse. That's the biggest thing. I'm a student of the horse, and that's what I want people to become, not a student of mine. Because all I'm doing is just giving you experiences.
If we get our horses prepared, if you asked him to climb up a telephone pole, he'd try to do it. Of course, we probably never would, but the fact is, when you prepare a horse and they start having confidence in you, and you don't ever tell them a lie, they'll go out and do anything in the world for you.